and welcome back to InjuryGuru.com. I'm Carla Schimmelfinnig, registered physical therapist. If you find that you have lost some motion or you just have a lot of stiffness in this direction, so bringing the wrist back or bringing the wrist forward, then you need these stretches. The first one I'm going to show you is a wrist extension stretch. Now, typically, people will lose motion in one direction or the other, but it can occur in both directions. So if you've lost motion in both directions or it's just really stiff in both directions, then do both stretches. If you've lost motion in one direction or another, then make sure you do the appropriate stretch. So for both stretches, I want your arm out from your body in this position. You're going to take your good hand, and for this one, this is wrist extension, or bringing that wrist and hand back towards your forearm. I want you to put that hand on your palm of your painful side and the fingers, and you're just going to gently push that hand and fingers back towards your forearm. At this stage in the game, those stretches most of the time need to be fairly gentle. I want you to go just up to that point of discomfort, and then I want you to hold that there for 20 to 30 seconds. You're going to do that 5 to 6 repetitions in each direction. And you can do these stretches along with the exercises, so 3 to 4 times a day. Remember, don't forget to add that ice if you still are having pain and swelling. All right, so the second one is bringing that wrist and hand down, also towards your forearm, but it's bringing it down in this direction. So good hand on the back side of your painful wrist and hand, and you're just pushing in that direction. Again, it's gentle. You don't want to irritate that wrist and start to increase that pain. So it is really important that you do that within your tolerance. So for this particular technique, it's a self-mobilization at the wrist, and it's pretty simple. It's just you gotta be able to relax completely. That hand and wrist needs to be relaxed completely. That's the most important part about these self-mobilization techniques. When you do this, I want you to rest your arm right at your side, kind of lock your upper arm at your side. Bring your forearm right along your belly, and then you're going to take a hold of your wrist with a grip like this. You're going to take a hold of your wrist just beyond those 2 bones that kind of stick out. And what you're going to do, let your hand and fingers really relax, and you're going to take the good hand that you've got wrapped around that wrist and just pull straight out to the side of your body. Right? So just pull that hand straight out. So I'm pulling straight in that direction. Again, with that kind of grip on that wrist, just below those 2 bones that stick out on our wrist, and you're just going to pull. Okay. Now, when you do this, you should feel a pull or a stretch. And it should actually feel good. It should not hurt. If it hurts, then you're just not ready for that technique. Most of my patients, though, will say it feels good. It gives them some relief, some immediate relief, and then some continued relief. When you do this technique, this is a little different than all the other techniques or stretches and exercises. You're going to hold that for 10 seconds, and you're going to do 8 to 10 repetitions. All right, so it's going to take you a little bit of time, but again, you're going to hold that with your hand and fingers really relaxed. You're going to hold that for 10 seconds, rest, so just let your pressure off, pull again, hold for 10 seconds, let your pressure off, and again, I think I said 8 to 10 repetitions. You're going to hold that for 10 seconds, but do 5 to 6 repetitions every time you do it. You can use this frequently throughout the day. At this stage in the game. As we get further on and you progress on to strengthening, most likely you won't need to use that at all, but if you still do, you can still use this technique. It will just help with the pain, stiffness, and even some of that swelling. So that's it for the wrist program number 1. You have everything you need. And I certainly want you to do all the exercises that I've given you. I've used these exercises in this particular program with my patients for many years, and so I know that they work. I see that they work. So I want you to commit to this for 2 to 4 weeks. If at the end of that time period you find that you are definitely having less pain, you can do the things you need to do, then keep going. Go on to exercise program number 2 so that you can start to get that strength back. If you get to the end of this phase, in this time frame of 2 to 4 weeks, and you find that there is absolutely no change in your pain or very little change in your pain, and you're still having a lot of difficulty just doing the things we do every day, then that's your body telling you you need some further intervention. You need something else, more than just what an exercise program and some stretches are going to do for you. So I want you to go and see your doctor. I want you to call your doctor. You can let him know that you've tried an exercise program. That's just good information for him. It'll help him just cut to the chase and know what to do for you next. But like I said, if you have little to no change in your pain and what you can do, then please call your doctor.